So I've been extremely critical of our current administration and their policies and the things in which they do. We're not talking about the things today or the topics or the issues that I believe should be addressed. And we're also not talking about the issues today that they are actually addressing that I might not consider to be issues. But I do want to say this, and I want to be clear, because we're going to have a lot of people that when this next election comes out, they're going to be swearing up and down that Joe Biden is our guy. And I want to be clear on this, and this is the point that I'm about to make in this video. One of the points. That in order to be a good president and make sure that America is safe, the people that live here or in America physically, in the greatest states or Hawaii, Puerto Rico, that's part of America, Alaska, and all of the other regions that are part of America that might not be connected to our mainland. The way that we keep America safe is by making sure that the people who are our enemies don't have the requisite artillery to hurt us. Now, I say all of that because I'm saying this. Joe Biden, when he left Afghanistan, left $7.1 billion of U.S. grade military hardware. I need for somebody to explain to me why he should get another vote for the presidency. BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, Joe Biden's plan for running America is helping all hell break loose. Okay. Now, I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Joe Biden did something which no military, I'm not even going to say military genius at this point. It's something Beetle Bailey would know better than to do. I want to be clear on this. I want everybody to understand exactly what Joe Biden did. We were in Afghanistan. We have a leftist position that we were doing things that we weren't supposed to do in a place for a reason. They have been trying to get us out of Afghanistan or talking about us leaving out of Afghanistan since I think Bush was in office. But listen and pay attention. There's reasons why countries go to places and they say, we're basically going to hold you mofos hostage because if we don't, you know what? You're going to do weirdo shit. So there's this movie. It's called Bill and Ted. It's the last one. I don't know. There's something about faces the music. Boom. That's it. At one point, spoilers. At one point, also go watch it. It's free on YouTube. At one point, Bill and Ted, the one that we're following, meet the Bill and Ted from the future. Not going to tell you why they meet, but they meet for a reason. And while they meet them, the Bill and Teds from the future have a gun on the Bill and Teds that we follow. Then the Bill and Teds that we follow said, why do you got the gun on us? And then the Bill and Ted that we're not following, the older one said, because if I take the gun off of you, this will happen. He took the gun off of them. They turned around and was about to run away. So basically, I'm saying the reason why we stay in Afghanistan is because by being there, we are protecting us, Americans, and our friends that are worldwide. It made no sense whatsoever for Joe Biden to pull the people out of Afghanistan to begin with. And just so we could be clear how stupid what Joe Biden did was, Adding insult to injury, I'm going to tell you about a thing that actually happened in world history. So, do you remember World War II? I believe that was the World War where Hitler was like, things is gonna change. Anyway, during this World War, what ended up happening was Germany was kicking people's asses, fams, and they was trying to invade Russia, the former Soviet Union. So while they're trying to advance on Russia, Russia said, you know what? We don't even need to fight these guys. What we're going to do is we're going to keep retreating. And as we retreat, we're going to burn everything. We're not going to make sure that when they get to where we're currently at, by the time they get here, there's going to be no resources for them to use against us. So basically, when you have a campaign, generally what happens is sooner or later y'all run out of whatever rations you guys brought, and y'all basically take rations as you're moving along. You're taking over cities, and you're taking the rations from there. That's how you're feeding the army. But if the Russians are burning everything and destroying everything, there's nothing for you to take. I'm explaining this because as soon as I mention this, everybody should know what I'm talking about. They teach this like heck in freaking school. I think I learned this in like 3 or 4 different grades. I'm not even capping. With that being said, America, knowing that they were there in this particular region because they were keeping the peace, so they were doing the thing that was allowing for there to be peace, by them removing themselves, they created a power vacuum. We understand what a power vacuum is, right? Anyway, so they created a power vacuum when they removed themselves from the situation. But then they also immediately fixed the power vacuum by leaving all of the weapons behind for the people that they was trying to prevent from doing the damage to the rest of the world in the first place. So this makes zero sense. They're gonna tell you they did the right thing, but I'm gonna say something real quick. And this has nothing to do with Israel yet. I got a thing to say about Israel, but I'm not talking about them right now. What I'm saying is, the difference is they're sending all of the money to Ukraine. I want you to look at the complexion of the people in the Ukraine, and I want to look at the complexion of the people in the Middle East that they were keeping safe when they were in the Middle East. Also, so everybody understands when this pullout happened, so everybody can understand when this pullout happened, it happened August 2021. So he gets elected goes through his inauguration. I believe it was like January something or other, or February, one of those 2 months. He goes to his inauguration, and you're trying to tell me before the year is out, he pulled troops out of a region, and not only pulled troops out of a region, but basically arms all of the most dangerous people in that region, which quite frankly might be some of the most dangerous people on the planet. So shout out to Joe Biden and their leftist leanings. Now, with that being said, Joe Biden just removed himself from a situation, or our military, where there was tons of weapons and other resources there. They left the said resources. Isn't America friends and allies of Israel? I'm just asking for a friend. Isn't America allies with Israel? Isn't it in our best interest to take care of Israel's best interests? So why in the hell would Joe Biden basically hand over the keys to the Ferrari to the dudes that want to take out Israel? I need for somebody to explain this to me, because I need to know why. And I'm not here to be like, pray for Israel. And I'm not here to condemn the Palestinians, because I'm saying pray for all of the civilians. Pray for all of the mothers and the fathers and the children that live in these regions. Not just Israel, but live in all of the regions that America vacated and that are affected by the Afghan, I want to say vacation, but vacating. But I guess that could be taken the wrong. By us leaving Afghanistan, there's a lot of people who are just regular individuals trying to live their life that needed the protection of the United States government. And Joe Biden turned their back on them. But he's also sending trillions of dollars to the Ukraine. I want to help the Ukraine, but I want to know why we help the Ukraine, but we don't help these other people that might be a little bit more darkly complected. As far as I can tell, Joe Biden said he's the president, so everybody's with complexion issues. So, I'm saying all that to say this. Put it down in the comment section. I told y'all that there was going to be a war in 2020. Do y'all remember? I believe in like 2019, I think, is when the situation happened where Qasem, I forgot his name, but the Iraqi general was killed. Al-Hamani, something like that, was killed. And I told y'all we was already in war, and I said this is all preambles. I said a lot of this war that's going on is preambles. The videos are still up, fam. I never took them down. So I want you to be clear on what's happening. A lot of Arab nations have joined the BRICS banking system, along with Russia and along with China. Don't go nowhere yet. Pay attention. Russia invaded Ukraine. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You could run, but you can't hide. And now, I don't know what you want to call these guys, pissed off Arabs have just invaded or attempting to invade Israel. So I don't know how many of y'all have been listening to some of our American politicians, but they basically said, I've heard this said at least, that if Russia wins in the Ukraine, that China is going to go after Taiwan. Do you see what happens when we have an incompetent president and they're doing policies that have nothing to do with the safety of the world and everything to do with, children sleeping with men and men sleeping with children and girls sleeping with women and women sleeping with girls, and you see how all of this shit don't matter to a hill of damn beans? You see why it shouldn't be the most important thing on America's mind to turn little boys into little girls and little girls into little boys? You see why that shouldn't be the most important thing? We got individuals that went to bed thinking about what they were going to do the next day as far as work, as far as, I got the children for the weekend. And they was raised out of their sleep by missiles and gunfire. Well, rockets. Missiles shoot stuff in the air. Rockets shoot stuff. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Brooks Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.